Hey everyone, Joe Pane here. Episode 95 of the Insights podcast has just dropped. You know, it's been said by many that time management and money management is very, very important, which it is. However, there's one other thing that sits on top of both time and money, and that's what episode 95 is all about. Tell me what you think. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 95 of Insights. Thank you so much for being here. Joe here, of course, and today we're going to be exploring what I call the single most influential filter impacting your reality, or more accurately said, impacting your experience of reality. So for a long time now, I've truly, been a big diver and believer in the self-discovery journey. It's by far the most important journey to take. At birth, if you think about it, at birth we are gifted with bodies of a certain type, and we're also gifted with personalities of a certain type. Now, human behavior is very complex and multi-layered, and there are many, many instruments which make up our psychological orchestra. But these two, the body type and the personality type, make a massive contribution to how it is that we navigate uncertainty, embrace challenge, make decisions, how we involve ourselves in our relationships personally, spiritually, professionally. It has a massive impact. So complexities aside, because there are so many instruments in the orchestra, right? We're going to focus on the two big ones. Well, specifically one big one, which is a personality, because I'm not a personal. How do I say this? I'm not an expert in personal training. I'm not a physical trainer, so I'm aware and educated in body types and all that kind of stuff, but that's not my expertise. But what I'm going to be focusing on is where I am an expert, and that's in psychological types or personality types. So complexities aside, right, getting to know ourselves physically and psychologically matters immensely, because we only have our mind and our bodies to experience this earthly dream. Think about it. It's impossible to experience anything in life without the body and the mind. Well, and the body, in actual fact, we can go next level with this and actually, say that the body can't be experienced without the mind either. So the mind is really all we have. Now, as there are, different body types with their various sensitivities, strengths, and vulnerabilities, some people tend to be, faster runners. Other people tend to be more, aerobically gifted, or other people are, we've all got these different sensitivities, strengths, and vulnerabilities that we can do with our bodies. We also have personalities. See, I told you I wasn't an expert in personal training. That was a bit sloppy. We also have personalities that we need to get to know for their own sensitivities, strengths, and vulnerabilities. And I believe that's the journey of the first, 20, 30 years of life, is to really get to know oneself. It really is. And to add to this, within the realm of personalities, the single most precious resource that we have as individuals is not time or money, it's our energy. Yes, of course, health is important, health is everything, but it is our energy when it comes to our health. If our energy is low or grossly inconsistent, then we will struggle to use time well, and it can negatively impact all of our experiences. And not only does it impact the way we experience time and our experiences, but low or grossly inconsistent energy levels can also impact negatively our earning capacity, and more importantly, extending from our earning capacity, how we get to enjoy what money can buy in the form of experiences and time and stuff, if you're into stuff. So life, business, and family, to me personally, is not about managing time. It's about energy management, because with solid, consistent levels of energy, we can make almost anything a possibility. Now, it's crucial, I think, to life, and it's a crucial life skill to learn how to access, harness, is that how you say harness? Harness and manage energy. The term energy here is not something outside of us that we need to go and find, like, finding petrol for our car. It's something that is self-generated. This energy I'm talking about is self-generated. Now, here's the crucial point. We all self-generate energy in an automated and yet unique ways. In other words, how we are wired energetically, the human condition, we're wired to serve. Yes, we're also wired energetically. We are energetic types, is a more accurate way of describing personality types. This is my philosophy and how I see it. Based on my last, specifically in the behavioral profiling space, I've been accrediting coaches in the space since 2010. So this is one of the things I've learned. And I'll just repeat this crucial point. We all self-generate our energy in automated ways, but unique ways. So in other words, your personality type hugely influences how your how your energy levels perform within different circumstances, situations, and environments. However, if we don't know what kind of psychological vehicle we are in, we can't know which terrain we can thrive in or struggle in or even survive in. As we learn to navigate our experiences of life, the energy levels we have gives us direct feedback on whether we are in the right psychological terrain and environment. So as we know from a plethora of work that has been done over literally the last 100 years on personality types, on a macro fundamental level, we have 4 types or 4 vehicles or 4 energy types. Now, clearly, there are many more than 4 types of personalities on the planet. That's pretty obvious. However, all of these many different types of personalities will be significantly influenced by one or more of these types. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to introduce you briefly to each type and have a brief chat about them. And then we're going to, and then I've got part 2 to this podcast, which is episode 96, where we go even deeper into these energy recognitions. So type 1 is what I call the type who want to win. So this is the type that is very much psychologically outcome focused, outcome driven. They tend to have very strong egos, have very strong opinions. They often state their opinions as if they're absolute facts. Sometimes they are absolute facts. Sometimes they are simply not. They are brilliant at getting things done. They value efficiency, effectiveness, and challenge. Their energy levels are dialed up when focused on a target they want to meet. This particular type thrives on challenge. So challenge and uncertainty and the unknown and the thrill of the chase is something that really tops up their energetic or psychological or psychic fuel tank. Their energy levels drop when presented with what they would call unnecessary detail, process, and steps, right? That really, really drops their energy levels down quite low. So the energy levels rise in the type who want to win when in fast-moving environments with a clear outcome in mind. They just absolutely love that. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, in the E-disc space, the type who want to win are what we call the D energy, and D stands for dominant, right? The second type, on a macro fundamental level, remember, as I shared earlier, just a moment ago, there are hundreds of types of different personality types in the world, but no matter what type of complexity or combination of personality styles you have, all of us are directly influenced by one or more of these 4 types. So that's why these 4 macro fundamentals are really, really important. So type 2. The type 2 is a type who wants to be liked. Now, just so I'm very clear here, it doesn't mean that the type who want to win don't care whether they're liked or not. The key distinction here is that the type who want to win will always prioritize winning over being liked. They would rather win and not be liked than to be liked and not win. Type 2, the type who want to be liked, and I'll talk more about them in just one second, is that they would prioritize being liked over winning. I know it makes no sense to some people, but it makes so much sense to so many others. So the type who want to be liked are very much journey orientated, process driven. Flexibility is one of their strengths, adaptability, and they love connection for connection's sake. And that drives the type who want to win nuts, because the type who want to win will connect with people if it's part of the journey to obtaining that outcome or that goal or achieving that mission, if that makes sense. So the type who want to be liked, their energy goes up when mixing with many people at the same time. They just love getting amongst it. And their energy levels drop significantly when spending too much time alone. So if the type who want to be liked in a work environment, circumstantially, placed in an office alone and working in an physically isolated, their energy levels can be grossly inconsistent. And in fact, as the day wears on them, their energy levels will drop very, very low. So they really love to be amongst the energy of other people, right? Type 3, the type who wants to be comfortable. The type who wants to be comfortable. Now, the type who wants to be comfortable in the E-disc lingo is the S energy, which stands for stability. The type who want to be liked, by the way, of course, we're talking about the I energies. So let's go back to type 3, the type who want to be comfortable. Now, as I was just sharing about the first two types, the type who want to be comfortable will prioritize comfort over being liked and over having the need to win. Now, I know I'm speaking very sort of in a very general way. So there's always exceptions to all this because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, human behavior is very complex. So there are always exceptions to everything I'm teaching here, right? So the type who want to be comfortable, they love people, but they love people in a one-on-one situation, not like the type who want to be liked, who prefer the one-to-many and have people everywhere, right? Now, the type who want to be comfortable, as you can perhaps imagine, has a poor relationship with uncertainty, and often energy can drop when facing change without warning. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't handle change. Of course they can handle change, but change without warning, surprise, surprise, change, they can't handle all that well, or they won't handle that well, and their energy will drop. So the energy goes up when they are delicately, warmly, and lovingly listening to someone one-on-one. The type who wants to be comfortable are phenomenal listeners. Like they're the genuine article when it comes to listening. They're not just remembering your name or just general bits and pieces. They remember everything that you've shared with them. It's quite an amazing skill. And that's the type who want to be comfortable. And the fourth and final type is the type who want to be right or precise. Accurate is what I mean by that. This is the analytical person. So this is a super detailed, super detail-orientated, intellectual kind of a thinker. And the energy for this kind of person goes up when working on a project alone that requires a specialized skill set. Very important, that last little bit. That requires a specialized skill set. And unlike the type who want to be liked, they can work in isolation all day with zero energy drop. Their energy will stay consistent all the way through the day and working alone. Being with people for too long, however, for the type who want to be for the type who want to be right, the energy levels will drop quite quickly depending on the energetic intensity or the speed of the environment with all those people in it, if that makes sense. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And we're going to go deeper into this in the next session because I'm going to be recording episode 96 pretty much straight away. And we're going to explore that part. So now coming up, if you want to go deeper if you find this topic fascinating and you want to go deeper and deeper and deeper into it, as I open my diary to check dates, is that I have coming up on March 22, 23, it's called the Free Introduction to E-disc, which is E-disc is the art of behavioral profiling. It's on March 22nd and March 23. This is a day and a half event. It goes from 10 till 6 Melbourne, Sydney time on March 22nd, which is a Friday, and continues on to the Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Melbourne, Sydney time. It's a phenomenal event. I've been running this free event now for about 3 or 4 years. It's been presented to thousands of people. It's just a great day and a half. You'll get fair dinkum value. And what I mean by that is that you'll be able to take so much from this day and a half and apply it in your business and your leadership skills and your coaching practice. It's incredible. And of course, beyond the free training, for those of you who want to go deep, deep, deep into the rabbit hole of behavioral profiling, coming up in April, I have my first extended disc accreditation training coming up for the year, which is in April, and the dates for that are on my website at joepane.com.au. But if you want to come along to the free event, if you just go to joepane.com.au, you can register. You can see it quite clearly there on the front page. Feel welcome to register for this amazing day and a half free public event where we dive deep into the art of behavioral profiling, really deep, and you'll hear some insights or many insights into behavioral profiling that you won't hear anywhere else. This is based on my experience and my experience alone as to how I have helped so many people understand themselves more deeply by having clarity on what their personality vehicle type actually is. So can't wait to see you there if you decide to come along. And it's going to be on Zoom, of course, online, and looking forward to it immensely. Alrighty, I'll reconnect with you very, very soon in the follow-up part 2 episode on looking at the most influential filter of human behavior or of the human condition. I will say the title differently every time until I land on it. All right. Thanks for listening. And I look forward to seeing you in episode 96. If not, I'll see you on March 22nd. Thank you. Bye for now.